We're going to move on to our first sponsor presentation now. We've got Digital Realty come to the stage. We've got Andreas, who is going to give a presentation, what to expect on the peering landscape.
Good afternoon. Really glad to be here. I'm Andreas Polyrakis, Director of Business Development, Network Service Providers at Digital Realty. As part of my role, I focus on the internet exchanges worldwide and our relationship with them, mostly from a strategy and business development perspective. And with this hat, I will speak about the changes that we see in the internet peering landscape and how this will affect, we anticipate that will affect internet exchanges and their customers, that is you. So, a few things about Digital Realty in case you do not know us. Apart from being a headline sponsor for this event, we're a leading global colocation provider with more than 300 data centers in more than 55 metros and 28 countries around the world. I do not want to spend much more time on who we are, but we have a team here. Enrico and Darren are today together with me. If you can please stand up. If you need anything from us, we also have a stand outside. Please reach us. So, I do not think that I need to say much to this audience about how quickly the internet landscape is changing and how much effort we need to put so that we will be on top of these changes and actually a step ahead. There are a lot of factors that drive these changes. I have picked 3 of them that have the biggest and the more global effect. And of course, one of them is cloud computing and CDNs. They keep growing fast. They keep demanding more and more capacity from our networks. And of course, initially, these kind of infrastructures were deployed mostly in larger and more core cities, where the infrastructure were bigger and the economies of scale would work better. But several years already, we see that these infrastructure are get more and more distributed and get closer and closer to the edge. And this is for a number of reasons, like data sovereignty or latency and performance issues, but this is happening fast and strongly. And of course, this affects the bandwidth and the traffic flows that we see, which do not only flow from core to core POPs and core to edge, but also between edge POPs or locally within an edge location. And this is even more increased due to the use of due to the uptake of hybrid cloud or multi-clouds. The second factor is edge computing. More and more data processing and data storage need to take place near the end user, near the edge, in order to facilitate bandwidth-hungry applications or latency-intolerant applications like Internet of Things or augmented reality and virtual reality. Again, this has a significant impact on infrastructure, not only access and backbone networks, but also this causes an additional pool of clouds and CDNs towards the edge. And needless to say, edge computing requires more traffic to be exchanged on a local level. And last but not least, we have AI. We're not really sure what AI will bring exactly, but for sure we anticipate a huge surge in the demand for infrastructure, including networks, of course, and significant more demand in capacity and in in efficient and robust routing of traffic. So at the end of the day, all those things boil down to the same conclusions. We need a more efficient, more optimized, more distributed, more secure, and more robust internet. Now, how does this affect internet exchanges? Well, first of all, as things are moving closer to the edge and there is more need for local peering, this means that there is also a bigger need for denser IXP presence. This is something that we see a lot. Internet exchanges that were traditionally present on a single market, now they expand in more locations within the same country or in other countries. The second thing that we notice is the need for resilience and diversity in internet exchanges infrastructure. Internet exchanges handle very big volumes of traffic, of local traffic within a region or a country, and this makes them a critical infrastructure. If they go down, they have a very big effect in the internet of this region. And this is, of course, noticed by the customers who demand more and more resiliency from the internet exchanges. And internet exchanges do respond to this by adding redundancy to their platform and improving their procedures in order to be able to provide better SLA. But sometimes even this is not enough. Having a single internet exchanges serving an entire country sometimes is not sufficient, and this is why we see a need for diversity in internet exchange infrastructure. Now, of course, these two things lead to competition. Internet exchanges, in the past, we would see very little competition between internet exchanges. This thing doesn't hold anymore. We see a lot of competition, especially in a new market, less internet developed regions of the world like Africa, APAC, Middle East, etc. But also within established markets, even in markets with very big dominating internet exchanges, we see challenging internet exchanges appearing and trying to address the diversity needs in these markets. The other side of the coin of competition is, of course, cooperation. We see internet exchanges cooperate more and more today in order to address the increased needs, but also in order to defend against competition. Another change that we notice has to do with remote peering and connecting different peering LANs or stretching peering LANs. There is a very long debate in the internet exchange world whether internet exchanges in different cities should be connected or not, and if they are connected, if this should take place through two different peering LANs or through a stretched peering LAN. The debate is still on, but it is adapted to the new situation. So we do see some supporters of the disconnected approach to slightly modify their approach, and in some cases we do see them supporting connecting internet exchanges, cooperating with other internet exchanges, or stretching the peering LANs a little bit in order to cover smaller neighboring cities that might need local peering but are not big enough for a self-sustained internet exchange there. Last but not least, internet exchanges always trying to find new services to add in their portfolio in order to become more relevant and competitive. And of course, cloud has opened new ways in this. Through cloud computing, internet exchanges are now able to reach a new, very big audience, which is enterprises. Some internet exchanges have decided to go in this direction directly and offer these kind of services directly to enterprises. Some others have decided to do this through their existing customers, for example, through internet exchanges. But in many cases, we see some sort of cloud services being added to the portfolio of internet exchanges. And LINX, for example, has added cloud connectivity services quite a while ago, and we see that now these services are augmented through maps. How are you? How are the XP, the Internet Exchange members are affected? Well, as I said, we see a need for a denser Internet Exchange presence, and this is good news because in most cases, Internet exchanges act as a catalyst for Internet growth. Even in highly regulated or monopolized markets, we see that the presence of a healthy Internet exchange there eventually creates communities and helps the market to change its way of thinking towards a better position. Apart from that, obviously, competition is good for customers. You have more options, better quality of services, and better pricing. And of course, having an internet which is more densely connected eventually means better performance, better resilience, and better pricing. On the other hand, you should be prepared that you might need to be bidding in more internet exchanges in the future for reasons of diversity, for reasons of keeping your traffic local. In some cases, in some markets, we already see more than 2 internet exchanges that have a significant market share. And in such cases, you may need to bid with 2 or 3 or more internet exchanges in order to cover the entire market. And of course, so much bidding has a technical complexity that needs to be addressed. There are several challenges there. First of all, the basic assumption that connectivity through an internet exchange is better than connectivity through your upstream provider is not necessarily true. Remote peering has changed the landscape here, and there might be cases where the capacity is not ample, where the latency is not as small as you would anticipate, or that you might find the packet loss. And you need to take this into account. And of course, pairing with the same networks in multiple internet exchanges is another challenge, how you will select and prioritize. And if you want to optimize actually your routing on a per prefix level, this makes it even more difficult. On the other hand, this is a problem that has been already tackled by several operators. It's not an impossible problem. Documentation is your friend here. You document your peerings and your peering policy. Make a good selection of the sources of truth that you use. Update the sources of truth about your network that others are using, for example, the RIPE database. Investigate BGP automation. Things are much more mature today than a few years back. Maybe you need to invest a little bit on BGP hygiene and BGP monitoring. Deploy some tools or use some tools to monitor routing within your network, but also in the global routing table as well. Please be a good netizen. Make sure that you are doing anti-spoofing. Implement manners. Create your RPKI ROAS if you haven't done this already. And of course, in an environment with multiple peerings, where you get the prefix from many different routes, RPKI, again, is a very useful tool to deploy and implement in your network, because it can protect you from serious outages. And another thing that I would like to add here I remember it while I was hearing about root servers earlier. Please make sure that you are familiarized with the root servers of the internet exchanges where you participate, because they give you various handles to analyze and control incoming and outgoing announcements. A few things about digital realty strategy with regard to internet exchanges. Internet exchange services are very important for us because they are eventually important for our customers. But we have decided that we do not need to implement these kind of services ourselves. We will focus on our core business, which is colocation. And for internet exchange services, we're cooperating in each market with the relevant internet exchanges. And this, of course, not only brings the best value to our customers, but also help us remain neutral, which is carrier neutral, which is a very important property for us. At the same time, we understand the value of IXPs and that this value extends far beyond the value that they bring to our data center. They are good for the growth of the internet, and for this reason, we try to work as close with them as possible for this common goal. A few things about our cooperation with LINX. Obviously, we work very, very close and for many, many years in London, but also in all the other markets that we have in common, Ashburn and recently at Nairobi. We also cooperate on cloud connectivity. Our cloud connectivity offering is part of the cloud connectivity offering of LINX to its own members. And recently, we signed an additional agreement that is related to colocation reselling. And in case you missed it, I want to say a few things about this. So through this agreement, if you need the colocation anywhere around the world in our data centers, you can get it. You can get it through your existing relationship with LINX. No need to discuss with us, negotiate with us, or sign a contract with us. Through your LINX membership, you can get colocation not only in London, but also anywhere around the world, in Athens, in Tokyo, in New York, Sao Paulo, or wherever. Before I close, let me just mention that we have an excellent and long-standing relationship with LINX. It is based on mutual respect and appreciation, but above all, a mutual respect to each other's neutrality. And we deeply appreciate what LINX does for the good of the internet, not only in the UK, in London and UK, and globally, but also globally. And by that, I do not only speak about the excellent platform that they operate, but also the amazing job that they are doing in various projects or communities or activities that relate to the well-being of the internet. So thank you, LINX, for that.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you.